Ladies and gentlemen, young and old boulders, welcome to the first broadcast of our podcast, called Tools of the White Helmet, by Carlos Arias and Henry Cajamarca. And today, in the bot Henry, accompanied by Carlos Arias, welcomes him.
Hi Carlos, how are you?
Never been better. I'm pretty excited about today's shows. How about you, Henry?
I am okay, but today when I just went here to a street near here, I almost had an accident because the street has had a bump. Unfortunately, I was driving a lot speed and nothing happened, but insane like that this is extremely dangerous for other drivers.
Oh, really? It is absolutely meant, but for lucky, you are okay. But that coincidence. Just today I had in mind that we walk about pavements. You can know what the problem is? That these days the city has too much rain.
Exactly, I am sure. That's all the bumps in the city are for this phenomenal current freezing, because the weather saturates our layers of pavement then. On his street are too many buses circling in this pavement began to destroy due to the lowering of the asphalt models.
You are right. For these reasons, it's really important to know about the properties of pavements. Before we begin, I would like to ask our listeners to ask us, so at the end we'll be able to answer them.
That's okay. Let's go.
Well, I think that we have to speak about the tight pavements. It's incredibly necessary that all people can know about this. There are three major types of pavements: flexible or asphalt pavements, rigid or concrete pavements, and composite pavements. The flexible pavements are layered systems with better materials on top, where the intensity of the streets is high, and inferior materials at the bottom, where the intensity is low. It's pretty important because this principle makes possible the use of local materials and usually results in a more economical designs.
The flexible pavement usually has three layers: surface course, bars course, and surface course, and finally subgrade. The surface course is the top course on the asphalt pavement. Of wearing course is must be to the resident distorts under traffic and provides a small and sky presently breathing surface. It must be waterproof to protect to the entire pavement and surface from the weakening effect of weather. The base and surface course is the layer of material immediately beneath. It can be composite of crushed stone, of material beneath the base course. The reason that two different granular material is for economy. It is due to use local and cheaper material on top of the graduates.
Finally, the subgrade is in the situ material upon which the pavement structure is placed. It's characterized by their resistance to deformation or their stiffness, and the most important is their bearing capacity. In conclusion, this type of pavement has the following advantage. First, they have non-permeable granular layers to entrap water and impair performance. Second, they provide and retain uniformity in the pavement structure. 3. They are less affected by monsoon frost. 4. There is little or no reduction in subgrade strength. And 5. Little construction time. My dear Henry, can you tell about more about types of pavements?
You are absolutely right, but we must not forget about rigid pavements. Almost all gradient pavements are made with Portland cement concrete. Rigid pavements are placed in either directly on the prepared subgrades or on singular layers of granular of stabilized material because they are only one layer of material under the concrete and avoid the subgrade. Some call it base course, other unsum base. And curious fact is the early concrete pavements were constructed directly on the subgrade without a base course. As the rate and volume of traffic increased, pumping began to occur and the use of a granular base course began quite popular.
But what is the pumping?
Control of pumping is definitely as the injection of water and subgrades solid through joints and cracks and along the edge of pavement, caused by downward slab movement due to heavy action loads.
But how does the dumping occur?
Dumping occurs under the landing slab when the trailing screw rapidly, which creating a vacuum and such in fine material from underneath the landing slab. Three factors must excellently seamlessly to produce pumping. A good grenade is one of the most effective ways to prevent pumping. Second, pumping will take place only under heavily wet loads with large slab deflection. Pumping will occur only after a large number of load repetitions.
3. Any untreated granular materials, and even some weakly comment materials, are irritable because the large hydrodynamic pursuit will transport the fine particles in the subbase or subgrade to the surface. These fine particles will go to in suspensions and cause pumping.
Another phenomenon is controlled frozen action. Frozen action is the tactical of pavement performance. It results in frost halves, which cause concrete slab to break and soften the subgrade during the frost melt period. Three factors must be present simultaneously to produce frost action. First, it should be recognized that seal is more frozen susceptible than clay because it has both high capillarity and high permeability.
Second, lowering the water table surface drainage is an effective method to minimize frost action.
And the last one is the temper must brighter freezing for the sufficient period of time. A quiet freeze does not have sufficient time from its lenses of any significant size.
Also right, pavements are different into three major categories by their means of crack control. For example, treated plain concrete pavement (JPCP). This is the most common type of rigid pavement (JPCP), controlled crack by dividing the pavements into individual slabs separated by conjoints. Slabs are typically one length with between 3.7 meters long. GPCP does not use any reinforcing steel but does use double bars and tie bars.
Jointed create payment has with JPCP, JRCP control crack by driving the payment of into individual slab separate by contractors joints. However, the slabs are much longer, as long as 15 meters, than JPCP slabs, so JRCP used reinforcing steel within each slab to control within slab cracking.
Continuously reinforced concrete pavement (CRCP) This type of rigid pavement uses reinforcing steel rather than contractions joints for crack control. Cracks typical appear over 1.1 until 2.4 meters are held tightened together by the ungertil resisting steel.
Hey, well, come on, forget composite pavement. Okay, this pavement is composite of both hot mix asphalt, H&M, and formed cement concrete, PCC. The use of PCC as a bottom layers and HMI as top layer result in the ideal pavement. With the most disturbing charities, the PCC provides a strong base and the HMI provides a smooth and the reflective surface. However, this type of pavement is very expensive and is rarely used as a new conclusion.
Other pavement local and common for all is the articulate pavement, which composed of a top layer caused by several prefabricated elements, blocks, rails, cobblestones, made with concrete or clay, and uniformly located on granular basis. This pavement is usually found in our cities or countries. Finally, we are going to answer questions. See, Henry, if we can answer this.
Course, it's pretty interesting. Tell me.
Why do you think the pavement is destroyed faster up to boats?
It is a good question because look, this is simply because the vehicle circulates to low speed in therefore the pavement is damaged much faster. That is to say the vehicle circulate at high speed damage is less and on the contrary for that reason it is necessary to implement in the tool rigid pavement signs this one the greatest resistance. Well, Carlos, it's time to go.
Oh, how time flies. So a pleasure to have been with you, Henry, and our listeners. See you later, and remember you to read out to number 4. You are going to sleep.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.